I'm Gavin Fish from LH Labs. This is our 2014 Tesla Model S P85. I'm going to show you how to take off this door panel to get to your speaker driver right here. You can see this car has been torn apart, torn down, and put back together so many times because we like to play around. We like to learn a little bit about this car, and we haven't put that grill back on, but that grill is just kind of popped in there with clips. So when you take off the whole panel, that comes off as well. Okay, so on this car door, there are 3 bolts that keep the panel on. Once those bolts are taken off, then we can easily take it off because it has plastic clips that keep it on from there. So the tools that I'm using are little nylon, I guess little helper tools that you can get at any auto parts store. It's about 15 bucks for a set of 5. Here are the 4 that I will probably use here, and another one came in the kit. But you want these because they won't scratch your paint or anything like this unless you do something really, really bad. But they'll keep your car safe. So the first thing I'm going to do is right here in the interior door handle, there's a little piece of rubber in there that just needs to be popped out. And for that, I just use my smallest one, kind of come in here, get that to move a little bit. And once I've kind of grabbed the corner, I can stick my fingers in there and pull it out. And it's just got 3 little rubber clips on it that fit perfectly into that spot. And then what you can see in there is a 10mm head hex bolt. So to take that out, I just use a little socket wrench. This one has an extension on it, so we can kind of dig in there pretty well. But once you've gotten a hold of it, you can just pop it out. And there it is. Almost everything in this car that has a hex nut on it is 10mm. We've seen a couple that were like 13, but you'll need a 10mm socket for this car. Next is behind the interior handle here. We need to pop this plastic panel off, and you just kind of go underneath and pull it out. And there it is. Again, 2 little tabs and little plastic clips. And that is going to show you 2 T30 Torx head screws. So get yourself a T30 and twist them on out. There's one. This one I pull back on the handle to get behind it. Alright, there's the other. So now we have all of the metal mechanical fasteners taken off. Now we need to pop this door panel out. Now it's put together with little plastic clips. Let me show you one from another panel. So you can see these white clips that are stuck in here. Look like that. Now these things are pretty strong. If you bend them or twist them, they're pretty fragile, but pull on them, push on them, they're very, very strong. So the trick here, or the technique that you want to do is when you grab this door panel, you want to pull it out. You don't want to like get a corner and twist or anything like that. You just want to pull it straight out. And that way you won't break any clips. Some of them will go flying sometimes, but they won't break. Now, the trick that I use here is I get these bigger ones ready that are a little more powerful. I try to get this clip down in the bottom corner first. And if you get your smaller tool in there, kind of pry it out, you can get your bigger tools in there. Sometimes you have to walk it up from the top in order to get in there. Tesla does a really good job of a really, really tight fit. Once I've got that in there, I can start to pry on it. And as long as I'm prying out, it'll pop eventually, and you'll hear it. So there's that one, and then I use this little 90-degree jobby too, and I'll just try to pry that out. Oh, did you hear that? That was the pin popping. So now we just kind of have to do the same thing on the other parts of the door, but it'll start to get easier the more you do it. So that guy in there, that one just popped. So now I have two that have popped. I can pretty much probably use just my hand strength if I can get in there. Just maybe not. Maybe I need to. Once they start going, it becomes a little easier. Man, this guy's on there nice and tight. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now I'm just pulling in an outside direction. And now this long bar right here, sometimes you can just pull it up. It's kind of like a hook, and along that whole edge it hooks onto the door panel. But if you can take it out without taking this off, you're in better shape. So always just remember, pull out. Okay. Now, when we get inside the door, unlike the passenger door, there's one the rear door, there's one mechanical piece that needs to come off. The rest is all electrical. So you can see these little connectors. You just need to pry them open. And this one is the hardest one. Sometimes it requires something to poke into there, sometimes not. There we go. And then got that. I'm gonna go down in here, get this light. It's kind of got a little clip on it. You gotta press in. My finger keeps slipping off of it. There we go. And there are a couple down here. Little light along the bottom, same kind of clip. And then this guy, it's kind of hidden from view, but let's see if I can see him. So yeah, this one has a little button. Push on that. Same kind of jobby here. There we go. Now I have everything except this mechanical piece, which is just like a bicycle brake lever. So if you pull that guy out, it'll just slip out. And there's your entire door panel right there. Okay. Take a good look. Now this speaker driver, this one is the premium audio system, and so it's got the bigger driver in the front. Sometimes you'll find a driver that's closer in size to the rear, which is, sometimes you'll find something that's this size that has a different mounting bracket. You'll find it in there, but in this, if you have the premium audio system, you'll see the bigger driver. So, first, you just want to take out the driver, you just want to disconnect the electrical to it. Really simple. And there's only one way that it can go in. It can't go in backwards. It can only go that way. So when you replace it, you know everything's going to be okay. And then this one has, it's probably the only part of the car, at least that I've seen, that has this kind of hex nut. It's the kind that fits right on your I guess your driver handle. It'll just, whatever size that is, I'm not even sure. Quarter? Yeah. I have a feeling that it's all metric, but the quarter, it's a little big, but it works. And then I always leave one at the top for last because it's kind of hanging on that. It's also got two little plastic hangers. Let's see if I can just safely remove this without dropping it. Yeah. So now it just zip, pulls on out of there. there's your driver. It's a little, this one's a 1 ohm, 200 millimeter driver, and it sits in this bracket. So to take the bracket off, you just need a T20 Torx head screw. I like to go from the bottom so that I'm not, you know, putting too much twisting force on those heads when I take the last one out. There we go. There is the driver mounting bracket. Kind of hangs on these two little pins. And I also see it's kind of got this little port there, but I'm actually not sure what that's for. It might just be part of the molding process. The whole thing all put together. See those pins right there? Go into the little holes at the top, and there's the whole assembly. So from what we've learned by taking apart this car, the front doors, those drivers on the premium sound system at least are 1 ohm drivers. The rear doors are 2 ohm drivers. The hatchback on the premium system, those were 3-inch 2 ohm drivers, I think. There's a, yeah, it's a 2 ohm 80 millimeter little driver. That's what it looks like. And you know, there's plenty of room for improvement here. But now at least you know how to tear it down, and it's about a 10-minute job to tear it down. Putting everything back together takes a little bit longer, maybe about 15-20 minutes. And this is only the second time I've ever done this. So anybody can do it.